Hi everyone, this is Miriam Espaillat, co-owner of Sabor Grill and Three Amigos. This entry, I did want to focus on some of my own personal experiences from my past and how they're impacting me today. My background is that I am an immigrant from El Salvador. I lived in El Salvador until I was 7 years old. During that time, I lived with my grandma and my siblings. My parents had immigrated to the U.S. They were undocumented at that time, and they were working on a pathway for us to come to the U.S. But when I was in El Salvador living through the war, there were curfews that were imposed, just for our own safety. I remember we couldn't be loud after a certain time. The lights would cut out after a certain time. We couldn't come out of the house because, there was a chance that they might confuse you either for army or militia and, something could happen to you. And living during this time is actually reminding me of that, reminding me of the fact that sometimes restrictions are placed upon us, guidelines that we have to follow for our own livelihood. Now that I'm a mom, I think of my kids, and I want to make sure that they are safe, just the way when I grew up in El Salvador, somehow I felt safe during a time that was really uncertain. And this uncertainty really makes me think about how much anxiety it can bring up. I'm someone who has lived with anxiety all my life, and I've done different things. I've gone to therapy. I'm actually going to therapy now, still, just to process a lot of this stuff. And when we are in a time like now that we are forced to stop, to have a hard pause, like a lot of people have been saying, our busyness is gone, and we are kind of forced to think and sit in our own grief, in our own past trauma. And it can get very overwhelming. It has gotten very, very overwhelming for me. And it's very difficult. If you're someone like me that needs to plan everything, that needs to know, what the next step is, what the next plan for my kids is, what, the next trip is going to be, and have all the details planned. This time is extremely difficult, just to sit here and wonder what's going to change tomorrow, what's going to change in the next hour. And I really want to encourage everybody that's listening. I'm a mental health provider myself, and even though I have the training, it's still very difficult for me. So I do want to encourage you all to be aware of what you might be feeling. Maybe you've never had the time to feel it before, so it can be an opportunity to heal, an opportunity to address those concerns. I know that there are a lot of people right now, even I believe in the government, that are trying to make mental health available for a lot of people, just because it's very, very difficult what we're going through. There are a lot of resources out there. I honestly don't know them top of my head, but I know I've been reading a lot, and that there are a lot of resources available for families, for individuals. So, even though it's hard, if you are able to somehow see it as an opportunity to deal with some of those past events that may have happened to you, look for the help, look for the resources. Talk to your friends, talk to your families. If your job offers it, take advantage of it now. If you're out of a job, maybe just by Googling, sometimes you can find information that is out there. And there are a lot of people who want to help right now. So highly encourage you to seek out the help if you need it.